Hey there, my name is Laird, and I'm 42 years old this year. And, well, I've decided that out of nowhere that I wanted to maybe try blacksmithing. So, after maybe a year of hemming and hawing, out of the blue for my birthday, my 42nd birthday, my wife bought me an anvil. Um, It's not a huge anvil, it's not an expensive anvil, but it's an anvil. So now I have no reason to have an anvil unless I'm blacksmithing with it. So, this video series is going to be me trying to become a blacksmith with absolutely no attempt for any formal training whatsoever. I don't want anyone to teach me. I'm just a jerk like that. I just want to try it out. So I've watched a bunch of YouTube videos, as I'm sure that most other folks that have taken this path have done. And I have a general idea of what they do, you know, just by looking at them. So I'm going to try it. My brother-in-law as well, his name is Alan. He'll be with me along for this journey as well. He's got some welding experience. So I suspect that he's going to be a great addition to this plan. That said, neither of us have a friggin' clue what we're doing, so hopefully you get to join us. So the first thing I wanted to talk about with you guys is I had to make a list of stuff to buy. I don't have any blacksmithing equipment other than the anvil, so I figured on the following. I need something to protect my hands from heat and sparks. I need a hammer to hammer the steel with. I need a thing to heat up the metal, forge. So I bought a forge, and I mean, that's basically it, other than the anvil itself. I already have some safety equipment. I have some earplugs, and I have some eye goggly things. What I don't have is I don't have a belt grinder, which seems to be absolutely completely critical. But for now, I'm going to try things the old-fashioned way. We'll go with files, which I have, sandpaper, which I do have, and some other things like that. So we'll try that route. The goal, of course, is to get started actually hitting metal with metal for as cheaply as possible. So let me show you some of the things that I purchased. Alright, so first things first. That is the anvil. Oh, let me put it back in frame here. That's the anvil that my lovely wife purchased for me for this project. I'm not entirely sure where she got it. And it is pretty small, as you can see, you know, hand for scale. But there's quite a bit of surface there to hit on. It's got a horn, it's got a hardy hole, and this circle thing. In any case, if it wasn't for this anvil, I don't think this project would go forward, because I found anvils to be ridiculously expensive, and I didn't think I'd ever get one. Oh, Jesus. For a price that made sense. So on top of that, I also got some welder's gloves. You may notice a small problem with these gloves. As they shipped, they came both right-handed. So, you know, instead I went ahead and I bought some better gloves. So these are the gloves that I got. Nearly everything I purchased, I'll leave a link into the description below so that you guys can have a look at them as well. Most of this stuff was fairly inexpensive, and I think that you'll find that even for a regular Joe with, you know, not a whole lot of extra money, this may not be super duper daunting price-wise. So anyway, there's my gloves. Put them on the anvil. The other things that I got was a smacker. This is a pretty standard blacksmith hammer. It's only 2 pounds, which I figure would be a good start. It also has a peen on the side. The peen is the pointy bit. So that's kind of a double-use weapon. It's a 2-pounder, like I said. A lot of folks use bigger and smaller than that, but I figured this was here, middle of the road sort of situation, so I figured that I would try that. The other things that I purchased are a wire bristle brush, like so. That's for scrubbing off bits of flake and slag and other undesirable chunks from metal from time to time. Most of the blacksmiths I see on television have these big ones that have like you kind of scrub like this, like you hold a big D-shaped handle. But they were pretty expensive. And again, this may fail spectacularly, so I don't want to put my life savings into it. Not that I have any savings, because, you know, saving is hard. I also bought, excuse the noise, this guy here. These are called wolf jaw tongs, and they're of course for holding the metal as you heat it, and also as you hit it with the hammer on the anvil. These are very, very inexpensive, and you can see they're quite short. I'm hoping that one of the early projects that I do will be making my own set of tongs out of rebar, which I see a lot of blacksmithy people do. And then finally, and probably the most important part of this whole project, is I needed a forge. So I got this guy. You may or may not be familiar with the brand. It's called Devil Forge, as you can see. They're pretty popular for a lot of reasons. The main reason is that they're pretty inexpensive, I'll be honest. So that forge was about 200 bucks. Comes with 2 burners, which I don't have in the shop because I still have to assemble everything, but yeah, it's 2 burners, and apparently you can get up to forge welding temperature, which, you know, for the layman, forge welding temperature means you can take a piece of steel and then another piece of steel and smash them together so they become one contiguous piece of steel. It's how they make Damascus, which, again, is a project that I hope to do down the road. And also that's how they make, you know, short pieces into long pieces and so forth. So, but yeah, so that's all the stuff I bought. You can see it's not a lot of things. The things I'm really missing that I don't have access to is a place to do it. I live in a pretty nice neighborhood, but I don't own a barn or a garage of any kind. My backyard is not even flat, like I have nowhere to do it. So I'm probably going to do it in my driveway or on my front step, at least to start. My brother-in-law has also mentioned that he has a little bit of a garage that we could potentially use as well. So that might be an option as well, although I don't want to drag all this stuff all over the place. Although the forge is quite light, the anvil is not, it's not light at all. I do not care for it. So, but anyway, yeah, so that's just a sampling of the stuff that I bought. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to put up on the screen here in a minute just a list of all the stuff, what I paid for it, and what the total cost was to get into this, so that you guys can have an idea. You'll see, like, it wasn't free, but, you know, again, I've received no instruction from anybody, so I don't know if I have the right things or whatever, but it seems okay. And like I said, you'll see that it's not super duper expensive to get started if I'm right. So I'm going to go ahead and fire that up on the screen now, and I'll have a chat with you. So here's the list of stuff all together that I bought. The anvil, my wife told me she got it from Princess Auto, which is a Canadian sort of Harbor Freight kind of deal. 205 bucks. The forge I got from devilforge.com. Actually, that's a lie. Bought it from eBay. I ended up getting a bit of a deal on it. The same seller from Lithuania has an eBay page. So if you're looking to get a bit of a price gouge, check there. The tongs, gloves, the stainless steel brush, and the hammer I all got from Amazon for, as you can see there on the screen, various prices. The tongs being the most expensive of the bunch. All total $491.60 for, that's Canadian dollars. There's also tax on that, which I don't want to discuss because everyone's taxes are different. But long story short, about 500 bucks.
You know, some people have a midlife crisis with cars, which cost thousands of dollars. So, you know, I'm going to take what I can get here. But yeah, as you can see, it wasn't it's super duper expensive. It did cost me some money, and I may end up regretting it. We'll see how it goes.
All right, so I mean that's it for this video. This was just a quick introduction about what my plan is, and what I've spent and how it's going to go. I hope. So on the next video, I'm going to assemble that Devil Forge so that you can see what the process looks like, and hopefully it goes okay and it fits my barbecue tank, which is what I'm going to use to blast it. And then the video after that, I'm hoping that I'll just be out in the driveway smushing some steel and see how it goes. I don't have a starting project in mind just yet. I just want to see if I can heat up the steel and draw it out, which is the term they use to take a kind of a fat piece of steel and smush it and thin it out. So that's what I'm going to do first, and then I'm going to hopefully have my brother-in-law Alan with me, and then so we'll have some fun together, and hopefully you guys will get to watch and see what it's like. And if that goes okay, we'll probably start a few little basic projects. I think we have a drag race going on next door. We'll start a few basic projects, and then hopefully you guys can come along with us there too, and maybe you'll learn something. I know I'm going to, because I have no idea what I'm doing at this point, so I can only go up from here, right? Alright guys, see you soon.